Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. We have a big day of driving ahead.
Yippee.
7:05.
Wonderful.
Let's get to it.
So, according to the all-knowing Apple Maps, we needed to leave around 9 o'clock, or at the latest 9 o'clock, in order to get to our destination by 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is the time that we need to get there. If we get there any earlier, we're going to be twiddling our thumbs. It is 7:55. We are on the road, all per Allie's request. Throughout this vlog, we will find out whether it was a good idea, aka Allie's idea, to leave an hour and 5 minutes early, or we will figure out whether Trent's idea of sleeping for an extra hour would have been the better route.
It's always better to leave earlier when you have a 9 to maybe 12-hour long drive ahead of you. It's hard to wake up, but once you're up, you hit the road, knock out a few hours before you're even woken up all the way. So,
I'm cranky.
yeah, Trent's very cranky this morning.
Where is a gas station? Why are we like in the middle of the suburbs? What do you do if you run out of gas out of here?
You call it Uber with some extra gas.
Better have AAA.
This day is starting off right, guys. Minus Trent's back talk. Starting out right.
I did sleep great on the new mattress.
Oh, good.
Slept so good.
Good.
Like a cloud. $160 cloud. So.
That reminds me of when you used to tell me that I was like a dream.
You are like a dream.
You haven't said that in a really long time.
Ah!
Oh boy.
You are like a dream. Where's the gas station?
It's coming up on the left. Hold your horses. Trent made coffee and breakfast for us. Breakfast for us consisted of day-old bagels, cut in half, with a shimmer of cream cheese in the middle. We were running low on cream cheese, so he used the last of what we had. It's like a brick. It's so hard.
These crappy bagels.
It's crappy.
These novelty bagels that are only good for a day.
This is the cream cheese on my bagel. A hint of cream cheese. All right, it's been an hour and 20 minutes. Zipping along the highway.
Feels like we just left.
Feels like we just left, still waking up, and the fog has set in. Man, we are just not morning people. Neither of us are in the mood to talk or be friendly or nice or chatty. But to me, that's like the best time to get work done. Just put your head down and grind. Whether you're putting a few hours down on the road or just getting work done on the computer, it's a very productive time of day for me. Mostly because I just don't want to talk to anybody. Trent here just wants to sleep. Listen to some Joe. Trying to keep this guy awake.
Just traveling through mid-state Pennsylvania.
It's getting snowy out here.
Steadily climbing up this mountain, and there's becoming more and more snow. The temperature's dropping. It's kind of creepy up here. It looks like where they filmed the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, don't tell me that. I'm working on a little bit of editing, and I'm honestly just trying to stay awake. I'm really tired. But that's the price you pay sometimes. You gotta do things when you don't want to do them. You gotta wake up early.
If we had an extra hour to sleep. If we only had an extra hour.
I would prefer to get there on time and go to bed on time so we can get a full night's rest for tomorrow. Which is gonna be killer.
We'll revisit this subject later in the video.
It's 2 p.m. We are in, I think we're close to Buffalo. So we've made a lot of progress.
Yeah, and me and Allie had a pretty heated discussion talking about how there was going to be atrocious Thanksgiving traffic. And as you can see, it is absolutely unbearable out here. Just bumper to bumper with all 3 cars that I can see in my field of vision. It's basically a ghost town. As I said, we're driving through the center of central Pennsylvania, which there's like not even any cities around. And until we get to like Buffalo, I don't think there's gonna be any traffic. And then we just gotta cross the border and make it into Toronto. There's always traffic in Toronto because they have like 16 lanes of traffic and they're like always backed up. So
This works out perfectly because we have dinner plans for around 7 p.m. tonight. So we're on track to get there at 5:15 right now. I'm sure we'll stop 1 or 2 more times for food and gas, and with traffic in Toronto, I think that'll set us up perfectly to roll right in, right around 7. It's gonna be perfect. We're crossing international borders.
We're about to cross into Canada. A lot of people have asked us to make a video about crossing borders because for some people it's very intimidating, and for some people they have trouble with it and they're worried about the van and this, that, and the other. So basically we'll try to keep the camera rolling and maybe just like set it on the floor. Don't ever try to film a border agent. They obviously will not take that kindly. Yeah, I just always try to be like upbeat and smiling and outgoing and happy. That usually seems to work out and we get through there pretty quickly.
If you're respectful and nice and polite and kind to them, they're generally respectful and polite and nice and kind back to you. That's how we try to interact with everybody. But especially border agents.
When we got up here to Niagara Falls, which is the city or the area that we're in where we're trying to cross the border into Canada, Google Maps took us to a small little bridge that is like just east of the actual falls, and there was no line and no people, but it was like
Restricted
7-foot high bridge. Like you can't be as tall as our van. So we had to be redirected to the Rainbow Bridge, which is the bridge that's like right next to the falls. So we get a cool view, but I'm guessing there's probably gonna be a line. Maybe not. It seems pretty ghost town-like around here. It's the Sunday after Thanksgiving, so. All right, looks like we're pulling up. I need the passports, please.
Okay.
Open, no buses.
Look, I'm gonna put this guy down right there.
One thing that I always like to do is have passports ready.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Hello.
I'm good.
Just the 2 of you?
Yep,
Yeah. It's a giant van.
it's a camper.
You have another plate number on it? And any alcohol with you? Any tobacco?
No.
No? You guys live in Utah?
Yeah.
You're all the way up here.
We pretty much travel full time, but we're coming up to the One of a Kind show in Toronto.
Oh, okay. Any booze, any cigarettes with you then?
No.
No? Obviously no one's dumb enough to bring drugs across the border?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys are aware that cannabis is legal in Canada now?
But yeah, but I haven't been here since then, so.
Oh, no, it was just last month. And you guys travel with a weapon of any kind? No? Utah? No gun?
No gun,
No
man.
Loves guns. Alright. Just turn it off for a minute. I'm gonna take a quick peek.
Cool.
No, you're good.
Good stuff.
There's a light switch right there if you tap that button. Yep. It should turn it on.
I gotta tell you, this is about 100% nicer than any other
Is it?
camper van I've searched.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you
That's
guys
good
did
to
a
hear.
magnificent job
thank
with this.
you.
Thanks, man.
Very cool. Did you guys do everything yourself?
We did, yeah.
Nice.
Pretty
Good job.
painstaking, but
Oh yeah. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Well done.
awesome.
Well, I hope you guys have fun.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it, man.
Take care.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Is that a weapon?
All right. We made it through.
So that was one of the more intense interrogations that I've ever had. He was pretty thorough, that's all I'll say.
He did
Yeah.
ask us like a couple questions twice.
Yeah.
Maybe that was trying to trip up our answer, see if we were gonna respond differently, or he
Yeah.
just does this all day. And
I feel like his
forgot.
questioning us about the weed thing was like kind of trying to see if we were excited about weed being legal or something, because he's like, he didn't ask if we were like, he said nobody's stupid enough to bring across drugs, but then he was like, you guys know it's legal in Canada, right? I'm like, if I say like, yeah, we heard about that, he's gonna be like, oh, you guys probably have some weed in here, you know, or like, I feel like he was trying to
gauge our reaction.
determine whether we smoke weed or not by like asking those questions.
Yeah.
So it's whatever. Usually any border patrol agent that's ever peeked inside the van looks at it and is usually like, wow, yours looks really nice. And as soon as they see inside, they like have no more questions usually.
We have other van life friends that have gone through serious interrogation where they have to get their van thoroughly searched. They park their van, they have to go into a building and be interviewed. Luckily that has never happened to us, but we do try to be very upfront, extremely transparent, communicative, honest with all of our border agents just to help facilitate a smooth process.
Be very confident in your answers. You can't be wishy-washy or else they think that something's up, so.
Have your passports ready, have your vehicle registration. We have Frank's vaccination records with us. We always make sure that they're up to date. Smile, make eye contact, talk to them. It's generally fun.
And don't be nervous. Or don't act nervous. Even if you are nervous, don't act nervous. Which it's actually normal to be nervous. Most people going through a border crossing are nervous for, you know, whatever reason. Not that you're doing anything illegal, but it's kind of like a nerve-wracking scenario. So it's okay to be a little nervous, but as long as you talk to them and you're a normal person, it usually ends up being okay. All right, guys. Now that we made it across the border, we got 1 hour and 32 minutes left to our final destination, and we'll pick you up when we get there. I said earlier in the video that we would revisit this information. We have 3 minutes until our destination, and it is 5:23. Our friends are not done until 6:30. We had an extra hour to sleep. Allie took a nap on the drive. I got no nap. This is why we don't get up early.
Hey man, I was
Case in
happy to
point.
share the drive with you.
I understand that. But I would have been happy to share an extra hour with my pillow this morning. Regardless, we are in Toronto. We are about to show up and meet up with our friends. You guys want to go meet them?
Pretty dope right now walking in front of the CN Tower.
Hey!
How are you?
How are you?
Good, welcome to Canada.
Thank you.
What's up, Bill? How you doing?
Doing good.
What's up, vlog? Welcome to Canada. Let's go sell some chai. I'm Eamon.
She's like, is there a guy with long hair here? I'm like, yeah.
Really good looking one.
I forget what a camera is like. Hi everybody. Welcome to my booth.
So we have the bags. So the bags are 200 grams.
Don't let
Wait,
anyone
that's
throw
gonna
away my
spill.
jacket.
Let me try it.
All right, here we go. First day of work. All right, guys. We made it to downtown Toronto. We're here with the Matneys and Eamon and Beck. We're about to have a week full of fun.
Yay!
I don't know how much of that will end up on the vlog, but to be determined.
Really excited to be here in the city, exploring and hanging out with our friends. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And I'm really glad that we got through the border easily. That was a really nice, smooth border crossing today.
Definitely. I want to say thank you so much for watching this episode. Smash the like if you guys enjoyed the episode. Subscribe to Trent Allie if you're not already.
And we will talk to you soon.
See you guys on the next one.